Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to a wonderful new episode of Wes World, where I am joined by members of the Conroe High School FFA Club. Welcome back, everyone. We're going to kick off the show with our interview portion of the show. So first, I would like to thank and welcome our guests from the Conroe High School FFA. So if you could just go down the line really quickly and introduce yourself and just give a brief description of what you do for FFA.
Well, my name is Mary Grace Henderson. I'm the Vice President of FFA, and I show rabbits.
My name is Alyssa Bataya, and I'm the President of Conroe FFA, and I show rabbits.
My name is Avery McCartney. I'm not an officer, but I've been in FFA for 7 years. I show goats, non-livestock, and I was the 2025 Montgomery County Fair Queen.
Wow. So we got some royalty and some people who hold office for FFA. And you mentioned that you've been doing it for 7 years.
Yes.
So there's opportunities for people to start in FFA before they get to Conroe High?
Yes, so you can be in the junior FFA program before you reach high school.
All right, well, if you had to quickly describe FFA to like somebody who's never heard of FFA like at all, how would you describe it?
I would for sure say it's not just being a part of like working with animals. It for sure develops your leadership, speaking skills, and just gives you overall new opportunities to get into different fields.
All right, well, is there anything that each of you would like people to know about FFA that they may not know from a distance?
Well, FFA is more than just showing animals. You can do non-livestock and CDEs and LDEs. CDEs is basically like we have the creed where we recite the creed, and then there's other things like public speaking, radio broadcasting, and then we have LDEs where there's livestock judging, horse judging, and I'm personally on the Ento team, so I ID bugs, and I get to take a test on bugs and stuff.
So like if you saw a bug flying around, there's a realistic chance that you could automatically identify it.
Oh, most definitely.
So that's really cool. And you mentioned so that it's not just showing animals and livestock. You mentioned like radio stuff as well. So that's honestly really interesting.
Yeah.
Now, FFA does stand for Future Farmers of America. So do you plan to be like a future farmer of America? Do you plan to take this agricultural base that you're learning in FFA and take it into a future career?
Well, personally for me, I want to either be an ag teacher or pursue animal science and have my own animal vet clinic on a farm. But if I do pursue agriculture, for a teacher, I want to teach the younger generation and let them know more about agriculture.
I for sure want to get into the animal field just like as Mary, but I would love to live on lots of land with lots of animals, so that's what I plan to do.
I personally want to continue my career in agriculture of some sort. I'm going to go to Texas A&M for agribusiness. So either if that's me being a realtor for big ranches or conserving ranches, that's how I want to continue my pathway.
All right, well, we've talked about animals in these past couple of questions. Do you personally have any sort of like funny stories with handling animals, whether it be in FFA or outside of it?
Well, I do have this friend, Lily. She has this goat named Biddy. He's like 61 pounds, and I was walking him one day, and he would just not move. Like, he stopped right in the middle of the pathway and ended up tripping me.
I have a really funny story. So about 2-3 years ago, I participated in the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo, and one of my goats, his name was Hey Dude at the time, he bounced off of one of like the pens that he was in, and he landed on my good friend. She's a good family friend. She's about 3 years older, she was, and he broke her collarbone. And since that day, every single year that I have goats, she's been asking, is this the mean one? Is this the mean one? And I have to reassure her that, like, no, he's not going to break your collarbone again.
Okay, so I'm sorry. That's not funny. We do not condone any sort of promotion of violence here at KTIG. It was not funny. If you laughed, you need some help. So You mentioned earlier that you were the fair queen and that you've also shown goats and animals for a while. So what kind of goes into the overall fair week for FFA? It's your biggest event, correct? So what kind of goes into sort of the preparation and the actual events for that week?
I mean, for all of us, it's a huge week. That's the fair week, and our show days is the biggest time of the year. That's what we've been working towards for an entire year at that time. So it's just, if you show livestock, getting that animal to where they need to be that day is the most important part. Last year for Fair Queen, for me, it was the busiest. I got crowned on a Saturday. I didn't get home till 1:30, and at 7 a.m. I was up and doing my Fair Queen doings the next morning. So it's definitely hectic and super busy, but it's the most rewarding time of the year.
All right, well, for each of you, what to you is the best part about being an FFA?
I would say personally, my freshman year, I was very quiet. I did not talk to anybody, but it's for sure broke me out of my shell, and I've made so many friends from that, and I'm like forever grateful for that.
All right, well, just final question here. If there was somebody watching this show right now who is kind of on the fence about maybe joining FFA or sees this show and now wants to join FFA, what would you tell them to convince them to join?
Do it.
Yeah,
Do it. It's so worth it. You
Yeah.
learn so many lifelong lessons. I mean, you learn the importance of hard work and the success that comes from that. So I personally believe FFA's made me into a better person and who I am today.
All right, well, thank you so much for that interview. You are a wonderful guest, but we are now going to take a quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere as more Wes World is still to come.
We interrupt this program to bring you this important announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into Wes World. As you can see right now, I'm in a little bit more traditional cowboy garb here because right now we are here at the Montgomery County Fair. We're here. We got some animals. We got this ram. Mr. Ram, how are you doing today? That is very nice to hear. You look very busy. There's all sorts of... Oh, you want to get interviewed too? What's your name? There's deers. There's pigs, there's lambs, there's animals I don't even know what they're called. You, how are you doing today, sir? They do seem very interested in the hay and the microphone, so that's good. What's this one? Oh, we got a ton feeding over here. Obviously very nice and woolly. Wool. The wool is very woolly. You, sir, you look like you're having a good time. How's the feed here today? All right, well, we'll let these animals get back to being animals. All right, well, right now we're here with this fine specimen of a cattle. What is your name, sir? How are you doing today? That is wonderful to hear. You are one big animal. What do you call yourself? What is your name? How are you doing?
No.
He seems very disinterested in answering our questions, which I don't really blame him. Let's try this one. You look like you are eating. He's getting petted by another human. This one, though, this one looks like he's resting. He's had a long day. How are you doing today? Extremely tired. I speak cow telepathically. That's what he said. He said he's extremely tired. Are we rolling? All right, well, one of the biggest parts of the county fair is the rides. So right now, go ahead and we're going to ride this ride. It's a very, very spinny ride. I'm going to hope to not lose my lunch or this very expensive microphone. So We'll see how it goes. Oh, I'm being slingshotted. I almost hit everything. Ah! Oh! Physical force! If you paid attention in your physics class, you would know what this is. You would know why I am sliding around so much and holding on for dear life. I am so dizzy. Typical and tangential force. That ride was very, very turny. I feel like I might throw up. I feel dizzy right now. It's already windy, so that definitely led to a lot of other complications with the ride. Whew. Take a look at all the things happening here at CHS. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, to finish off our time here at the fair, you know, every time that we go out and film something at Wes World outside of school like this, we gotta try some food. So right here we have a churro sundae, 4 churros and some ice cream. We're gonna see how it tastes. Look at that, 4 churros and some ice cream right there. This is true Montgomery County food. That is really good. The flavors combine perfectly. It's really good soft serve and it's really good churros. Mr. Cameraman Landry, would you like a piece of a churro? Do a good bit of ice cream on there. Let's see how you like it. Is it good? All right, let's give it a combined rating out of 10. What's your rating?
A good 7 and 2 enthusiastic thumbs up.
I'll give it 8 to 5 with 2 enthusiastic thumbs up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna send you back to the studio. Thank you once again to all of our guests from FFA. I also hope that you enjoyed our coverage of the Montgomery County Fair, but it is unfortunately that time of the show where I must bid you adieu. So goodbye, good night, bang, and I'll see you next time on Wes World.